All right, so I have a game here. I won, and I think it was a decent, nice game that I could show if you guys are below my elo. Maybe guys who are like 2,400 elo, they want to see how us 700 elo players still play the game. And so yeah, here. So my opponent opens with pawn to e3, and I respond with pawn to e5, and then he responds with pawn to d3. Then I, of course, because I watch Gotham Chess, Levi Rosman, he says to always put two pawns in the center if it's possible, and that's what I did. So then he responds with pawn to a3, probably preventing, a knight jump, which is fine. He actually plays, I'm pretty sure this opening is called the cow, which is very odd, but it's an opening. First time me playing against it, and I developed my knight, just very basic things. I actually made an inaccuracy here, and the reason why I did that is because I thought what he was going to do was to push the knight. Push the pawn, which he probably would have done. And I think there was actually a better move instead of doing pawn to b5 to block it, because I could have just developed my knight instead, and then he gets a bishop out, and then I get my bishop out as well, which is fine. If he did push the pawn, I could have always just, if he like did, if I let's say I did knight here, and then he pushes, then I go here. It's still fine in the end of the day because I got two knights on that one pawn, so I guess that's fine. But yeah, so I made a mistake there with an inaccuracy. Develop my other knight just to take more center. He makes an inaccuracy because I'm there's a weak isolated pawn, and I'm pretty sure it's this one right here on c3. But I don't see that for a while. There's actually a pawn chain I could have made here. I'm going to try figure this out, and I think it might have been this. No, was this the pawn chain? Yeah, and then I could move my knight. Let's say he does this, then I move my knight, and then yeah, whatever, and he moves. Of course, I wouldn't actually move my knight there. I'm just trying to show that there's a pawn chain right here. Now, I respond with bishop to g4. My idea is to just develop my bishop using the queen. But then, of course, I could have created a pawn chain, which is always really, really good. Get that big black center. Then, yep, this overlooks a way to block a vulnerable queen. So he could have blocked the vulnerable queen. I'm assuming the bishop is probably the better move. Yeah. Then he actually keeps attacking my bishop. So I move back, which of course isn't the greatest move in the world. I probably could have just sacked the bishop. Never mind. Maybe I could have done something like this. Nope. I'm not too sure. Let's see. There's an isolated pawn. Oh, I could have moved it back here, here, or here, which is also really good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I kind of messed up because I did go back here. He could also trap my bishop by, of course, pushing the pawn all the way to h5, which is not good. So, which is I saw he tried to do. So I did pawn here. Then I could move my bishop back to h7. There you go. Then I moved it back to h7. He develops his knight, and then I push the pawn, and it's an inaccuracy. My idea was here is that if I push this pawn, he takes, I take, he takes, then I take a queen attacking the rook. That was my idea with the pawn. Then he, for some reason, pushes it, which I was a bit confused, because then I took, which was a great move. Then he develops his knight. I develop my knight, which is actually the best move, which is quite nice. And then he pushes his knight, but it says that this loses a queen, but I'm pretty sure I missed that. Wait, how do I lose? How does he lose a queen? I'm a bit here. No, but then queen can just take. Okay, I don't know how. Let's see the follow up. Pawn moves. Oh, I trapped the queen. What can't the queen just move to d2? Okay, I don't know why the queen can't just move to d2, but okay. Oh, cause my pawn would take. I didn't see the queen trap. Dang, man. I mean, I took the knight. And then this is the miss. Yeah, I didn't see that I could trap the queen, which is, my bad. And then I can actually fork, which I think I tried to do at a point. I miss it here. I do rook to b8. He takes castle, and then he's trying to redirect his knight, and then I do queen to d4, which I think my idea here was that I would take, but then if I moved first here, he would probably take. So my idea probably was that I would take here, I take a pawn, and then he pushes, I move, and then I might try do something. I actually don't know why I did that move. Now I think about it, it's kind of a bad move. My bad. I don't know why I did that. But he takes. I took with knight. Oh, because I was trying to fork. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I don't actually do that. I'm pretty sure I take this pawn. I think you guys are gonna cringe. Oh, he sees that I was trying to fork, so he moves his king. But that just allows me to take this pawn, and then I could take a check, which isn't actually good. Let me try find the best move here. I'm pretty sure I could just check take the rook. Oh wow, I missed that fork. Guys, I'm 700 elo, okay, so do not hate at all. He probably would have attacked and I would have taken the check. Okay guys, I'm 700 elo, so please do not hate, bruh. But I take the pawn. I guess a pawn is something. I develop my rook. He activates his bishop to the point where it's attacking my knight, and I respond with yep, knight to d4, attacking the bishop, protecting knight. And he, for some reason, did bishop to b2. I'm pretty sure I missed. Oh no no. Oh yeah. Because I can take this with check. I did that. Great move. Check. Then he probably moves his king out the way, which is what he did. Then I check back again. Then he moves into this corner, and I saw his king move into this corner here, and I was like, okay, this could be my chance to checkmate. And I push my pawn, he takes, I take, and I have a nice dominant rook just in the king's face. Then he, for some reason, takes that, and I'm pretty sure I take back, which of course is not the move there. Let me see if I can. I'm pretty sure it was probably taking it with the rook on the d8 was the best move. No, I think it's this move. No, the arrows are pointing to the right, so I think I check here. No, I think it's because there's a checkmate here in like a couple moves, which I do, spoiler, but I think it's rook here, bishop gets out the way, and then I checkmate here. That, yeah. Yeah, so that was the best move here. I missed that. When I see a bishop like that, my instinct is just to take it, so that's my fault. So I take back. Rook, he tries to activate his rook. I don't know what this move was. He probably I can't really explain it. I don't know what he was trying to do here. Maybe claim the file, push the pawn down a little more. Then, okay, now here is where I see checkmate. Is that rooks towered on each other. If I just do rook to a4, it'll be checkmate. And I'm pretty sure there is no way to actually do anything here. I'm pretty sure this is forced. Unless I did a move like, let's say he can move and attack, but then it's defended. So just to get this done, he pushes his pawn and then I checkmate. But I think the only way he could stop this was if he, oh god, how do I get to his pieces? I haven't done this before. I think it was to push his king down to a4, because if I push, if he pushes, I can't do this because then king takes rook. So that was the only way to prevent checkmate. For some weird reason, he pushed his pawn instead, which of course was the worst move. And of course, if I did something like that, then of course it's just, yeah, it's a miss. But let's say I want to go in a direction where he actually did do this move. Now, I'm trying to see what I would have done here. I might have just, I probably would have checked here. And then he would have probably moved downwards. And then I would have checked here. Then he would have moved downwards. Then then I'll hmm, then I would have probably checked here. But the problem with this, he could then give a fork. What else would have done? I probably would have tried to jump my knight, but then he would have pushed this. But then this, oh, but that's a blunder because yeah, this is checkmate because Rook is blocking this square, this square, this square. All it needs is a check, and that's probably what I would have done as well. I might have tried to get my bishop in the game, but that would have been really slow. That's getting the knight out was probably the best move. So yeah, that was the game. Ended off with the the checkmate. And hope you guys enjoyed that game. If you guys are high elo than me, don't hate. If you guys are lower elo than me, don't hate as well, man. If you're lower elo than me. And sorry if I took a bit fast. I know I do that. I'm gonna try to work on that in the future. And yeah, have I want you guys to get brilliant moves, okay? Get those checkmates, get those brilliant moves, and sometimes you have to lose a little bit just so you can learn. All right, I'm gonna stop waffling. I'm yapping. I'm sorry. Goodbye.